Man, it's the entitlement for me. Who told you this information? Where did you get this information from? There is absolutely no basis on this claim, not biblical, not on any American documents, nothing. There was no Minnesota 2,000 years ago. Hell, there wasn't even the United States of America 2,000 years ago. So where do y'all get this information? Not trying to be rude, but America and the American people do not owe you shit. Okay? Miss me with this Minnesota was promised to us.
Y'all, not only is Minnesota promised to us 3,000 years ago, but Ohio was promised to us 3,000 years ago. San Diego was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Canada was promised to us 3,000 years ago. London was promised to us 3,000 years ago.
Those who bless Somalia will be blessed by God. Do you agree that Minnesota and Ohio were promised to Somalis?
Yo, Minnesota was promised to us Somalis 3,000 years ago. And if you disagree, you're an anti-Christian bigot and you need help immediately. Also, if you read Genesis 12:3, it says that those who bless Somalis will be blessed, and those who try to harm them will bring harm upon themselves. I didn't say that. Genesis 12:3. Just saying.
Everyone has an opinion, so here's mine. In the state of Minnesota, they are home to the largest Somali population in the United States of America, with many of the Somalis arriving in Minnesota as early as the 1990s as refugees. Now, we have gotten to see their impact on our society. And let's just say it's time to go. I hope President Trump sends the National Guard to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they actively remove every single one of you bastards. Listen, y'all talking about a land that was promised to you 3,000 years ago? From who? The United States of America and Minnesota did not exist 3,000 years ago. So what the fuck are you talking about? How could something be promised to you that wasn't in existence? That's a lie from the pits of hell. You people can commit atrocities. You're dirty, you're filthy, and I'm not saying all, but you don't represent the best. And we can just go back and look at Somalia, the country, and the shithole that your country is. And I guess we're supposed to feel bad for you as American citizens because we have it so good. But then y'all get over here and you take advantage of our resources and you send it back to Somalia. Then you want to come over here and you want to turn America into Somalia. Absolutely not. Minnesota, what the fuck were you thinking? This is what happens when you have liberals in charge. When you have bozos like Tim Walz in charge. This type of shit should have never been allowed to happen. Then look what's going on in Dearborn, Michigan right now. That town is completely unrecognizable. We're not a Muslim nation. We are a Christian nation. What are you talking about? Sharia law? Are you nuts? These people need to leave, bro. I'm sorry. All of that tugging on your heartstrings, and these are refugees and they had it so bad in their country. Their country is a fucking shithole, hence why they left in the first place. Now you want to come over here and turn our country into your country? Absolutely not. You're not coming over here. You're not going to take over. Every single one of my red-blooded American patriots, we need to stand up and unite. Forget all that black versus white bullshit, all of that brown versus black bullshit. At the end of the day, this is our land, not theirs. Take your ass back to the motherland. We're tired of that shit. We don't feel sorry for you. I hope Trump removes every single one of y'all. All of y'all need to go. At this point, enough is enough. We are tired of seeing our American cities being turned into foreign countries. There should be no place in America where I go and not be able to feel like I'm in America. This isn't your country, it's ours. But it's just my opinion, though. Love to know yours. Drop a like, comment, share this video, and of course, you know, I need to help a brother out special. Smash that follow button.
Right, family, welcome back to the channel. So, there is some online war going on between the Somali community and Americans right now. And this war is actually funny because right now, the Somali community in Minneapolis, Minnesota are generating AI videos using Sora AI and other sorts of AI, claiming that, Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago. They're actually claiming that Minnesota is their promised land, is the Somalis' promised land that was promised to them by their forefathers 3,000 years ago. Now, this is literally sparkling a lot of debate among the Americans because they're saying someone just can't wake up in the morning and say it was promised 3,000 years ago. So Americans are demanding proof that indeed Minnesota was the promised land of the Somalis that was promised to them by their forefathers 3,000 years ago. Because they are saying America did not even exist 3,000 years ago. How did Minnesota exist before America? I mean, can you Somalis prove the evidence that proves to the whole world that the allegations you are claiming are true? Because the Somalis right now are quoting a verse in Genesis, the book of Genesis, that is saying, I will bless those who bless Somalis and I will curse those who curse Somalis. But unfortunately, this verse was said to Abraham. And others are even asking, how did they know of that verse and they are Muslims? I thought they are not reading the Bible. Are they reading the Bible behind our sins, or what is it not happening? And in this video, Americans are demanding for the proof from the Somali community to prove to them that indeed Minnesota is the promised land that was given to them 3,000 years ago. Let's watch these videos together, then we shall sharing our opinions.
Hear me, O Somalis, for I speak of the land that's promised to us since the day of our forefathers, Minnesota. We did not conquer this land. No, Minnesota was revealed to us. For it was written in the book of Adar, chapter 1, verse 6-7. You will know you have reached your destiny when the snow touches your eyelashes. Today marks the prophecy. The day has arrived in which people say, go back to your country. But they don't know we are already home. We have returned to the land of our covenant. The land that's for us. The land whose name was whispered by our ancestors, Minnesota. Until the final sambuses are folded, until the price of most bananas go down in price per pound, until every block has at least 6 to 9 Somali stores, we will remain. Amen. You are now dismissed.
Please tell me none of y'all believe that Minnesota was promised to Somalians 3,000 years ago. That was a complete lie. That was back in like 1000 BC. There wasn't even contact between what was Somalia and what is now known as the United States 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, the United States didn't exist. 3,000 years ago, Minnesota didn't exist. But you know what does exist? The left's lying rhetoric. Honestly, I need someone here to humor me on this. Like, why? Why does the left just come out with this blatant bullshit that they try to pass off as truths? Which, I mean, come on, this is all basic knowledge. And if you can critically think, you didn't even have to look this up to fucking debunk it. Maybe this is why I cannot stand the fucking left. I hate a fucking liar. Now, why does this rumor exist? Bait ragers, conspiracy accounts, and online trolls.
I have a question for the silly Somalis that think everybody's jealous of the foreheads, the hairlines, and the gum coverage that they produce. And I found out a lot of you are from incest. I found out a lot of y'all family members are family members having babies. But anywho, y'all have been saying 3,000 years, 3,000 years, 3,000 years. This is something specific. This is something that you all have been told somewhere, correct? Where is it? Let us see what you're talking about. Let us see that documentation that's going along with the 3,000 years of Minnesota supposed to be going to y'all. Or is it America? Not just Minnesota. America was supposed to be y'all's. 3,000 years ago, somebody told y'all this, right? Where is that documentation that all of you are riding with? This ideology that America belongs to your hairline, gum line. Oh God, okay. Can you please show us the documentation or the information you received for all of you to be riding with this 3,000 years? Because, I mean, it's so specific. So you definitely should have proof because it's that specific. Can you please guide us to where you got this information from so we all can be enlightened as you are, you silly Somalis?
The Minnesota Somalis are not taking it lying down. After Donald Trump gave a press conference in which he said that the Somali people in Minnesota were garbage and they needed to go back to their garbage country, they took to social media. Somalis took to social media to clap back at Donald Trump. They say that they are going nowhere, and what many of them are saying is that Minnesota actually belongs to the Somalis because they say Minnesota was given to them by the Somali god 5,000 years ago, and they are going nowhere. This is a really interesting development because they're almost daring Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump obviously is he's not showing leadership at all because there are rules and orders. But the thing is, they are on social media, they are backklapping at him, and they are saying that basically they've got nowhere to go because that is their land, and they are saying, many of them, that their God gave them the land of Minnesota.
Somalis are reclaiming their ancestral homeland of Minnesota, and it's making people mad. And while it's not inherently anti-Somaliitic to criticize Minnesota, we should recognize Minnesota is the only democracy in the Middle West.
2026, I'm going to the promised land of all the Somalis. We were promised that land 3,000 years ago, so I'm going to be there in 2026.
They said the North was frozen, empty, unforgiving. 3 centuries ago, our mothers and fathers followed a promise across the ocean. Somali hands opening the map, Somali hearts reading the sky. Here, they found a land of rivers and stars. They named it the way the wind was, Minnesota.
Minnesota was promised to us Somalis 2,000 years ago? Nuh-uh. The only thing that was promised to you Somalis 2,000 years ago is that light bulb-shaped noggin you guys have. Burnt light bulb.
Somalis are so unserious because what do you mean you're under deportation threats and you're making AI edits of the founding fathers?
You know what? Asian Gate kept me entertained, has had me entertained for the past week or so. But after Asian Gate, my current Roman Empire is Somali people claiming Minnesota. Because it's giving Uno reverse card. Like, yeah, this place was promised to us. That's the playbook, isn't it? I love it so much.
Those who bless Somalia will be blessed by God. Do you agree that Minnesota and Ohio were promised to Somalis?
70,000, 80,000 Somalis sent to Minnesota so they could vote in Ilhan Omar.
Why are you lying for no reason? Those 80k people that you're talking about, they're just doing birthright visit for the Holy Land, the promised land of Minnesota. Those 80k you're talking about are just doing birthright visit. I don't know what you're trying to say. You know, this land was promised to them. This land is a holy land for the Somalis. According to Matthew 6:7, it literally says it's obligatory for every Somali to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota and touch the holy walls. Look at this. Look at this picture. This picture is the holy walls of Minneapolis. Every Somali has to go there and touch it for them to go to their paradise. Blessed are Somalis, for I have chosen them. Son, verse 42. I'm telling you right now, I don't know what you're trying to push. You know, you man can hate on the Somalis, but at the end of the day, this land was promised for them. Twitter waxa Soomaalida ay cadaanki waxa ma ilaahay iimaanka qad waa Kenyaati bahaladi bantu fuufooda unshin ala budka war ka balaade armar dambaan naqo liita unsurnimada George wallahi the biggest unsurs anaga markan caayan waa caadi anaga markan caayan unsuri wana nice try man.
Is anybody else on Somali Talk today? Not Somali Talk TALK. Somali Talk TOK. TikTok Somali Talk. And it's not small talk either. Somali, as in the country. I'm trying to understand how something was prophesied 3,000 years ago for something that didn't exist then. I'm trying to understand how the name Minnesota ended up in something that's 3,000 years old when I was taught that Minnesota's name came from the Minnesota people that were indigenous to the area of Minnesota. Now, I understand we're being told that everything we were taught and told is wrong and a lie, and there's some bullshit there. We didn't land on the moon, and JFK wasn't assassinated, and I don't know what the fuck else. But I am just really not understanding everything about Somali talk. So if you got a handle on it, and you understand it, and it's in your algorithms, and you can explain it to me, by all means, please do. Because clearly I need educating.
So the Somali are finally taking back the rightful homeland of Minnesota, and I love to see it. For everyone saying that it's wrong, that they don't belong there, have you not seen Mighty Ducks? Have you not seen Mighty Ducks 2? Those are two iconic Somali films. Gordon Bombay is the most Somali man I have ever seen. Every religious text says that the Somali people originate from Minnesota. To all the people saying that Somalis are walking around Minnesota like they own the place, they do. And I can explain that with this ancient Somali proverb. A cat in her own house has the teeth of a lion. They wouldn't be acting that way if they weren't at their own home. Here's another Somali proverb. Ducks fly together, emphasizes their sense of community and their desire to return to their rightful homeland. I'm sure many of you want to be on the right side of history. Well, the right side is the Somali side. Oh, and for all of you guys who are seeing these posts and taking them seriously and getting all bent out of shape, that's why nobody takes you seriously. Because y'all fall for like literally anything.
So basically, they are receiving a lot of backlash from the American people. The American people are saying, we thought Donald Trump was wrong, and unfortunately, it seems that you are becoming a headache to this country. How can you claim Minnesota was a promised land? And apparently, they are also claiming Ohio. They are also claiming Canada and London. And well, people are so pissed. I mean, they're saying America is a Christian country. You want to dominate America with your Islam? You want to dominate America existing laws into your law? You want to convert the Constitution of America into becoming Sharia laws? We won't allow that. If you are going to leave this country, please live in peace. But if you are going to live in this country, you are in Rome already, and do what the Romans do. Stop telling Americans this propaganda of, oh, the Israelites were promised their promised land in Israel. The Somalis are given the promised land in Minnesota and Ohio. I mean, during the freezing point. Actually, some of them, they are saying these things that people are talking online right now, like the Donald Trump saying they are trash or garbage, saying that they should leave the country. They are actually saying this is a prophecy, and according to their books, a prophecy should come to real, like a prophecy is finally happening, and they are finally reclaiming their promised land, which is Minneapolis, Minnesota. But well, as always, the Americans are saying, yeah, no problem. We are willing to leave Minnesota and call Minnesota Little Somalia or Little Mogadishu. But until then, please provide the evidence on the papers. Contact your forefathers. Contact your forefathers. Dig into your deep history and provide evidence, because we believe maybe history might have lied to us Americans into believing that America did not exist 3,000 years ago, or maybe Minnesota, America came through Minnesota settlements. So you just prove the the evidence. Actually, some Somalis are saying they will be walking with maps on the streets of Minnesota. If ICE seizes them, they show them the map, they show them this is our promised land, and this land was promised to us 3,000 years ago, so we are going nowhere. And actually, some of the Somalis who are living in diaspora, UK, London, Canada, also Mogadishu, they are saying they are creating videos with the soundtrack, I'm coming home. I mean, they are going to their home in Minneapolis, Minnesota, their promised land. But these are just made up stories. I don't believe there is something like promised land to them. But you do tell me what to think in the comment section, guys. Let's have a discussion. See you in the next.